Students, how many times do you forget an idea during the day? Does it happen regularly or ever so often? For most people, the mind only misplaces ideas inside the brain temporarily, but for others, it is a tragic disease that prevents them from ever remembering that piece of information again. This disease, called Alzheimer's disease, is the seventh leading cause of all deaths in the United States. More than 100,000 patients die from this sickness each year. It is important to be knowledgeable of the symptoms for Alzheimer's disease so that one can prevent from developing any stages during this age and prepare for treatments if it is hereditary. Alzheimer's disease affects 4.5 million Americans and 15 million people worldwide. This number is increasing as we speak, and according to Israeli scientists, it is expected to triple by 2050. So, how does Alzheimer's disease occur? First off, the brain has multiple different functions. So many reactions happen inside the brain that it is normal to lose information once in a while. Because of this, many people theorize that Alzheimer's disease is just a simple loss of memory. Yes, that is partly true, but which forgotten memories signify Alzheimer's disease? There are actually 3 different memory channels that are stored inside the brain. Recent memory, which is the most common memory that is lost inside the brain when diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, refers to the events between a few minutes before and several days in the immediate past. This is not the same as immediate memory, where it refers to the short amount of time it takes to look at a telephone number and then dial it. Nor is it the same as remote memory, the term given to long-term remembrances from childhood and adolescence. Remote memory is normally permanent and may last a lifetime. The majority of scientists believe that a predisposition for Alzheimer's is carried genetically as one of the many traits passed down from our ancestors. If this is true, then what can we do as young students? Do things such as promoting the Alzheimer's disease awareness campaign and support by participating in their marathons or volunteering at their events. The point is to spread the word about this campaign so people who are diagnosed will not feel so alone. You can also promote by wearing the purple Alzheimer's disease ribbon to different campaigns. This could help to meet and collaborate with different organizations and host partnered events. Protect yourself and your loved ones around you by encouraging them to keep their minds active. Music is a great way to challenge the mind. The more you exercise your brain, the chances for Alzheimer's to occur more quickly decreases substantially. Crossword puzzles and Sudoku are other great ways to challenge the mind and should be done on a regular basis. While the goal for physicians is to find a cure for this disease, the goal for public health professionals is to be able to find a way to completely prevent it. Incorporating these small behavioral changes can go a long way. If only these types of messages were promoted during the time my abuelita Lupe was an adolescent. If Alzheimer's disease was given more attention then like it is receiving now, then maybe we could have had a cure by now. It is really hard to see my abuelita Lupe suffer with Alzheimer's disease. For example, during our 2007 Christmas break, my family and I traveled to Pacoima, California, where the rest of our family lives. Once we arrived, we all greeted each other happily and informed each other of the latest news in our lives. Then, all of a sudden, my abuelita Lupe randomly interrupted our conversation and asked when my dad would be arriving so she can greet him. I found it heartbreaking that my mother had to remind her that her and my dad had been divorced for almost 10 years now. My abuelita Lupe took the news as she had heard it for the first time and began to cry.